Alright. Hello everybody. Today I'll be doing kind of a presentation about, well, how some queer individuals that is mine 2023 event, and I'm like a solo indie game developer, and I'm not like, I haven't made like anything like popular, and this is from that perspective, like how the things look to me. And well, there are a lot of like other indie developers that are in the same situation. But yeah, I have been making queer indie games and streaming queer indie games too. And well, sometimes other things. And I try to do it full time, but you'll see like how much of a struggle it has been, I guess. So yeah, the presentation is more or less like this. Like, how has my game development been? Like, from my perspective. And like, what I think about my games, and what were the issues, and what I have learned about, stuff like that. And then like there are some like actual numbers, like how much I have gotten traffic and how much I have made money. And then the second part, well, it is mostly just like the things I find memorable, like about the games that I streamed, and like the issues I have seen there. And like there are like here and there are like mentions about social media and stuff, like that kinda relates to both of these. Like visibility is one of the big issues these days, and there are like some numbers about like streaming. And like feel free to ask any questions at any time. Like, it is kinda hard to tell like what people want to know. Like, I'm doing this, and like you're probably not in the same situation, so you probably want to know something that I never even thought of. So feel free to ask, I'll answer. So then, game development first. So 2023, like I started it by working on a big game, the next big thing. Like I never even announced it. Oh, and don't mind the notes like below, those are just for me, like just pay attention to like these things. I'll try to cover the notes a little better, I guess. Alright. So like, the next big thing, like the game mechanics were pretty much there, and there was a lot of content, and I kinda knew what I should do. But the thing is that it would have taken a lot of time. And the problem is that, when you have like no visibility, like you'll see later, like the numbers. But like most of the things, like these days, depend on like how much you have like visibility and how much you can bring traffic to say Steam or the crowdfunding platform. And if it's like zero, like you can make like pretty much how good game you want, like it's likely that it will fail, more or less. And like, I was hoping that I would make a demo of the game and then crowdfund it, but yeah, I thought that it would go to waste for sure. And the collapse of social media didn't help, like Twitter being useless, and Steam is kinda useless too. Like it kinda depends, but when you're in a niche, like Steam is pretty useless. And Steam Steam themselves said that you will get visibility if you get sales. But if you have no visibility, you will get no sales, and you will get no like extra visibility from Steam. So like, you can put the game on Steam, but what is it going to help? And like, for crowdfunding, like, you can put the game on Steam like the demo, but I don't think Steam gives like anything to demos really. Like there are the Steam Next Fest thingies, or whatever they were called, that kinda might help, but even then, like, it is tricky. So well, I decided, like, near June or something, that I will put the next big thing on hold and, well, make smaller games. Like, I won't make money of the next big thing anyway. So, like, what is the point? Like, at least, like, I'll get visibility if I make small free games. So, like, that was, like, half of the year or so, almost. So, yeah. I put the game on hold around June and thought that, well, I'll build, like, visibility first to make sure that the game is actually, like, successful. So, not that you can make sure that anything is successful these days, but, well, at least, like, more likely that it's not like a total failure. And, like, what I basically did was I participated to game jams and, like, made small free games. Well, at least, like, start small. Like, some of them didn't end up that small. Like, well, some ended up, like, too small for their own good, I guess. But, like, yo, sometimes it is, like, hard to tell, like, how small can you make, like, something, like a specific game. Like, you want to tell a story, but you can't just go like, well, it is now too big, so I'll just end it there. And it will most likely not work. So it's hard to tell in advance, like, how big, like, any particular story will be, and, like, how much time there will be needed to make it. But yeah, I made, like, 4 games. Well, and mostly I'm pleased with them. Like, especially considering that I had to learn Renpu and Godot to make them. Like, before, I have been, well, mostly coding the games myself. But when it comes to, like, smaller games, I don't think it's really worth it in the end. Like, bigger games, like, you don't really want to code, like, a bigger game in a scripting language. But smaller games, it doesn't really matter, so you probably want to get the benefits of not having to do, like, everything. But yeah, like, learning the things, like the engines, took some time. And, like, well, the first games were, I guess, kinda wonky in some ways. But I think in the end, like, it paid. So yeah, like, 3 of the 4 games were made with Renpu and 1 in Godot. And Godot is still, like, well, I'm not super good with it. But it seems like it is, like, well, more feasible for some kind of games. Like, Renpu is, well, obviously super good for visual novels. So when it comes to gameplay, it's like, it's kinda tricky sometimes. Like, you feel like you're jumping through the hoops. And Godot is like, well, you need to do, like, more to get started. Especially, like, when it comes to visual novels and stuff, like, you need to come up with the systems or, like, get, like, add-ons or something. But Godot is, like, really good for platformers, for example. Like, you get almost everything for free in terms of gameplay. Like, menus and such you need to do yourself. And, like, tweak, like, physics and stuff. But it's good for that. But yeah, like, mostly, like, all things considered, I think the games were kinda alright. Like, sure, there are some regrets that I have, that, and I will come to that later. No, more or less like that, I guess. And, well, the games I made, There are like exact numbers that I have about this, like up there. So modern Cavegirl, Midsummer. That is basically, well, I just wanted to make like a game that is like about the summer mood or the midsummer mood. Like I wanted something small and cute and well funny and a little bit romantic. And basically, well, I think the idea was, well, I just was taking a walk, I think, and I came up with this one gag that I wanted to do in the game, more or less. And like then build like a lot of like dry humor around that. So it's like that kind of games. And the numbers are, well, at the end of the year, there were 779 views on its 55 downloads, 262 browser plays. Of course, like it's like you don't know like how many people actually finished the game, and you don't know like how many people like downloaded the game multiple times. So these numbers are just for reference. And like there were 8 ratings, and like the ratings, like that is a pretty good indicator of like how much people like the game. I think it's also like, well, sometimes you just don't get the players that give games ratings, sometimes you do. So in this scale, like it's actually hard to say like based on the numbers like how good a game is, how bad a game is. So it largely boils down to like your own gut feeling, I guess. And my gut feeling is that, well, the good things about the game, well, it had some good jokes. And well, it's not so much about the game, but I did learn like a lot about Renpu and about drawing backgrounds for the scenes. So that's something at least. But like well, the bad things are more or less that the game suffered from hurry, because I wanted to make it for the midsummer more or less. And well, during June I had like a lot of streaming going on because of Queer Games Bundle, and that took quite a bit of my time. And then also like trying to make this game at the same time and not knowing Renpu at the same time. So like it was really hectic, and the game would definitely be better if I could have spent more time on it. And also like I think one big problem about the game is that it's like a one-trick pony basically. Like it only has like, well, the one long-winded gag and the humor around it. But if that doesn't work for you, then you don't like the game, I guess. Also like, it kinda boils down to the hurry, but the characters could have used like more poses and facial expressions to spice up the humor, like having the characters do like funny poses or something when they are like reacting to stupid things the other character says, basically. Like that would add like a lot to, well, a game about humor more or less. And then it is a weird regret, but I think actually like I don't think visual novels need that good backgrounds, and I spent like a lot of times drawing them. And no, they aren't like photographs exactly, like they are like photographs used as references, and then like the same kind of scene drawn more or less. But like I don't think it's worth it. Like it takes a ton of time to draw it, and the time would be better spent on actually the characters. So well, the verdict is more or less that it was too rushed and too one-dimensional and like unimpressive art. But a couple of people still said that they liked the game. So, well, I guess it's kinda depends on what kind of player you are, whether you like it or not. But like ultimately, because all my games are queer games, well, if you make like a game that is like niche in terms of like what queer people like, then it's like double niche already. So it's kind of risky. But then again, like because I'm an indie developer, I think I should do risky things too. So I wouldn't say like that it's like super bad that I made the game the way it is. But like it doesn't have that much appeal. Like maybe if it were like longer and it had like more than one gag, then maybe it would have more appeal. But it is like ultimately like a really short game, like 2.5k words or something. Like one thing I think was good was making the browser build. If you make like a smaller game, I think it's like highly recommended. Like people won't really download small games, so the browser build is like a really good idea. Then the next one, Ghost Street Saga. So like, I made this for the Rainbow Game Jam, and only in 2 weeks. And like, I don't know how I made it, but it's like 8.5k words with gameplay and kinda branching. Well, made with the gameplay more or less. And it has like, well, alright graphics, I guess. And like that done in 2 weeks. And like, Modern Cavegirls was like 3 weeks or something, I think. And it's like much shorter and like much lower quality. So yeah, well, this game got 2,770 views, 331 downloads, 562 browser plays, and 15 ratings. So well, like, I don't think the game is like exactly a masterpiece, but it was the closest like my games got to a masterpiece in 2023, like all things considered. So basically, the inspiration was that, well, I'm a big ghost story enjoyer, like not like violent ghost story, but like the romantic kind of ghost story. Well, which is I guess kind of your genre, but I like it. But I never actually wrote a ghost story myself, so I was like, well, the Halloween is coming at some point. So why not? Why not? So like make something that is spooky and something that is cute. And like, well, the game was not really like one idea that I just got. Like it was more like a result of like a lot of brainstorming. Like how will the story work and how the gameplay will like work in harmony with it and stuff like that. And like ultimately I don't think I could have made this game if I hadn't like made Modern Cavegirl first, because like this game has like gameplay and like gameplay is super good for visual novel things, but the gameplay, like you need to know it like pretty in depth to be able to do the gameplay, and the know-how came handy there. And like, what I think is like good about the game is the concept, the narrative, and the characters. And like oddly, like this game has like a pixel art like gameplay thingy. Like you just have one room and you walk there with your pixel art character, and like there are like no like background images really. Like there are CGs but no background images. And because there are not like no background images, like this game was considerably easier to make and also way more fun to make. Like I actually really hate drawing like full HD backgrounds. Like it's so much work, and it is pretty tedious if you want to clean it up like fully. I guess like also something that is good about this game is at least like nobody complained about it, so I guess the representation is done right. Like there is like the ghost is a mute character in a way, or like I don't know like what is the right word. Well, she can't speak. I guess like that is the right word. And the main character, like it is kinda sneaky, but the main character is transgender. But you need to like really read between the lines to see it. But it just made sense in this story, so that's why it is like that. Like it's not like the transgender thing really matters that much, but it makes like the story more convenient to tell. But like it's not a perfect game. Like it also suffered from hurry and lack of time, because well the game jam was only 2 weeks and well I guess 1 weekend, but still it was too little time, and game jams are always like too little time in the end, I guess. But yeah, I had to cut a lot of corners, and the ending is kinda rushed, and the audio is pretty mid, I guess. But like it's still probably like the closest to masterpiece that I did last year. And maybe like one of the better games I have made, like overall. Like I don't know, it somehow just works. And like considering like how little time I had, like how long the game is, and like it having game mechanics, like it's like I don't know how I made it in 2 weeks and change. But like, well, I'll come to this later, but you can kinda see the theme. Like all my games, like they could have used like more time and they could have been better, but there were like circumstances that led me to like kinda cut corners. Alright, then the third game is Tier Yuri ship that I made with my patron Cal. And like, well, it is also like a game that was like a result of like a lot of brainstorming. Like we went through like a lot of ideas and ultimately like settle on this like weird sci-fi setting. And like, I kinda just wanted to have like some kind of like weird soft world building and like drama, but like sensible kind of drama. and like some social commentary. So I guess like ultimately you can find like social commentary from my games, but it is usually kind of hidden, but like it's pretty obvious in this game, I guess. Which can be like a turn off for some people, I guess, but well, that's indie games, I guess. Like no reason to like play super safe when you're an indie developer. Like playing safe is the AAA thing, I guess. But yeah, this game got, I guess, like decent stats still. Like 1,612 views, 110 downloads, 619 browser plays, and 6 ratings. So like this was released in December, so maybe like the numbers aren't like super comparable. So I'm kinda not sure like what to say about this game in terms of numbers. Like maybe it was better than what I think right now, but it's hard to tell. Also like, well, when it comes to all the games, I guess like there is the thing that it depends on like when you launch the game, like how much visibility you get. Like December is probably one of the worst times to release a game, so like maybe that's why the numbers aren't like as great as they were for Ghost Suite Saga. Like who knows? But yeah, well, my gut feeling is that the things I like about this game are, well, the world building. Like we put a lot of thought into it, and like we try to make the story like flow well, and the events to be like meaningful, and well, give the player like some kind of like insight in terms of like what is happening or how the world is or stuff like that. So I think like the world building and the pacing, I think are like the good things, but we struggled a lot to get them right. Also like the soundtrack is somehow good, but it is like, to tell the truth, the soundtrack is also rushed. But my music is like sometimes it just goes right in a really short time, and sometimes it takes forever to get it right. And I was at it when I composed the soundtrack, I guess, somehow. Oh, and I guess like one other good thing about the game is that, like, honestly, we struggled so hard with so many things. Like I haven't like done like a collab project, like a game project before, and like I'm not like a team leader kind of person or anything, and like I don't know like how to really organize these kind of things, and we struggled a lot because of that, but we got the game made, and that is like what counts. Like I'm pretty sure like a lot of teams would have disbanded with all the struggles we had, but we didn't. We made the game. And like, well, as for the bad things, well, obviously the project management, like that was a bad thing, I guess. Let me see the comments. Yeah, we definitely got it made, and I think the game is like decently fun, and we, even though it was a struggle, like we had fun making it too. But like Ghost Suite Saga, like when I made that, like I was having fun like basically all the time. There wasn't like like moments when I really was thinking like, oh man, this is like such a struggle. Yeah, it was definitely like a learning experience. Like now we know like what to not do next time. And like, well, I guess it's kinda tricky. Like ultimately it depends on the team, like what works and what doesn't. Yeah, Trello was like one of the things that, like, we used Trello to like organize this story and like put like labels like under the characters, like what traits they have and stuff like that. And like, well, it took quite a bit of time to realize like how to shoehorn Trello into something that works for us. Like ultimately what we did was that we made like small labels for like each event in the game, and like the label had like about the box thingy had like a tag or something that described like where it happens, and then like there was the description, and like inside the box was like well, some extra text if needed, and that kinda worked, but it was still kinda tricky. So yeah, like the game was a little bit stressful to make, to be honest. And like, well, it's weird because, well, I did the graphics for the game and art and such, and Cavegirl did like the writing, more or less. And like, I put a lot of effort in the backgrounds. And like, some people said that they appreciated the detail, but I kinda think that in retrospect, like the effort put into the backgrounds like wasn't worth it. Like, I could have, instead of the backgrounds, like put the effort into the characters, like give them like multiple poses at least. Maybe not like facial expressions, like the characters had pretty good facial expressions actually, and like the facial expressions were like one of the things that like, how we made the game basically was that we wrote the dialogue and then scripted the characters to appear at the right place, and then at the end like we put the facial expressions there. And when like Cal started like scripting the facial expressions, I played through it, then I was like, oh man, actually like this might be good. Yeah, the facial expressions were really fun. But like given like some more time, and like given like that I didn't need to draw the backgrounds, like we could have had like better, well, at least like some poses would have added to the game. But I don't know like how much it really matters. Like, it's hard to tell. Like, would be nice to have like some kind of like survey or something about like visual novel gamers, like how much do they actually care about the backgrounds or the like extra poses or such. But even then it's like hard to say, I guess. Like the bias of like such study would be like, obviously everybody goes like, yeah, give us everything. So it's probably like a tricky thing to make. But yeah, even then, like, I think the character art could have used some love. And like, But to be honest, like this was the game that has the heaviest crunch, more or less. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the heaviest crunch that I did in 2023. Like it was such a hurry, but well, we made it somehow. But like there wasn't enough time to do everything. Like I couldn't make like a trailer video in time, and I couldn't do like some of the effects that I would have liked to do, like graphical effects. But like, well, that's how it is, I guess. Like there are, like the verdict is that there are like some things that definitely bug me, but yeah, it's hard to tell like how good the game is. Like the numbers are tricky to compare. Like I don't know like what it would take to make the game a masterpiece. Yeah, I think the characters were alright. But yeah, I'm not like sure like what is the problem with the game, but something bugs me about it. Like, well, the game had the kinda risky social commentary that will probably turn some people off, but I think it's worth it. Like, it's better to do something that is risky than just doing something bland. But I think it's a decent game, like overall. But it's kinda hard game to evaluate. Like it is unique in some ways, and it's hard to tell. But it's not bad. Like I'm not like regretting it really. I'm just hoping that well I would have done the project management better. Like that is the big regret. When I guess I did get sick during the development, that also contributed to the hurry. And like well there is nothing you can do about that, I guess. Well, then there is the fourth game, Girl, Fairy and the Phoenix Flower. And like well the numbers are 363 views, 18 downloads, 126 browser plays, and 3 ratings. But it's released during Christmas more or less. And like, well, I just wanted to make like a game that has like the magical winter feeling to it. And like, well, like kinda like the well, kinda be like romantic and kinda be like have the sad feeling of winter. Like, you know, like winter like makes everything wither, and then like the things will be reborn after the winter. Like that kind of vibes. And like, well, there were like a lot of things that I wanted to do, but sadly I couldn't. I guess like the good things about the game are that it was fun to make. And I think the pixel art aesthetic is alright, I guess. Like it could be better. And like this is one of the games again where I try to do like textless storytelling. I think this game actually pulls it off somehow. Like there are people who I know who played it and actually like got everything right, like about the story. And what is like well bad about the game is that again it was made in a hurry. Like Dear Gamma Yuri ship, like it took longer than I was hoping. so it kinda ate up some of the time that I had allocated for this game. And like, well, Christmas is obviously like a hard deadline. Like if you make like a kind of Christmas themed game and you miss the deadline, well then good luck next year, I guess. But yeah, there's so much more I would have liked to do. Like the beginning is alright, I guess, but like during the journey, like I wanted to do so many things. Like wanted them to admire like jumping and dancing bunnies, and like feed birds and like the fairy to sing and like talk to the player and stuff like that. But there was like nowhere near enough time. And also like what kinda sucks is that the browser build doesn't work properly on all browsers, but I don't know what I can do about that. That is Godot's problem. Hopefully they get it fixed. But like, I think the concept was good, but the execution was weak because of the hurry. So here are like graphs. Like they are kind of hard to see, I guess, but these are graphs from it. Like the graph at the top is the views. You know, you can see like how this works, and like you can see why I put the next big thing on hold. Like look at this. Like this is how it was like. So before I started to make small games again, like it was 0 visibility, and it was pretty much like 0 downloads. Like there are some like random occurrences, but it is pretty much 0. And like this is like June, like Pride Month, and this is the modern Cavegirls. So like imagine like trying to crowdfund game and you have this and then you have this. Like it's not going to work. It is going to be like an utter disaster. There is no way around that. And like, but this is how it works, and this is like pretty much how all platforms work. Like you get on each, you get like maybe 1 week worth of visibility, like maybe 3 days of like good visibility, and then it's gone. Unless you get like super lucky, or like unless people somehow like the game super much. But when you make like niche games, like there is no way like the majority of people will like the game. So ultimately I think like you're like at a hefty disadvantage. Like, well, like at this point I guess like it is pretty much like the main way to get traffic for me. Like Mastodon is kinda alright, but like Twitter was hopeless. Like I just completely quit it because I was getting like 20 views or something per post. Like why even bother? Mastodon with like half or like 1/3 of the followers like is way better. But yeah, but pretty much after releasing a game, like it is back to 0 again, and that's how it somehow kind of works. Like the extra downloads here are probably because of Queer Games bundle, and maybe like I don't know like how many of these are because of that too. And like this is Ghost Suite Saga, and well, it is like a huge spike. And like after that, like, well, the baseline is like tiny bit bigger, but it's still like pretty close to 0. But like somehow the downloads are going, and I'm not like exactly sure like what is the reason. But I hope it's not like just some kind of anomaly. Like I hope it's actually going to improve somehow. And this is your Yuri and this is Phoenix Flower. And like it's still hard to say like what is going to be like the baseline. Like I don't think it's going to stay here. Like I think it's ultimately going to drop back to 0. So I think you need to release like a lot of games to actually get like steady traffic. Well, that's how it is, I guess. And yeah, like all in all, like it is like decent bit of downloads and decent bit of browser plays, but ultimately like you don't really make money off of free games. Like maybe like 2 or 3 people will like give you money for a free game. Like maybe it's better with the extra content thingy that I tried to do for Teargama Yuri ship. Like put like a PDF that explains like some of the things, like lore and like what I was thinking of when making the games and stuff like that. And then like I put like a lossless soundtrack there. So I don't know like if that will help. Like it's kinda too early to say, but hopefully, like at least what seems pretty certain is that people generally won't pay if there is no extra content. So like this is pretty much the regrets. Like ultimately, like, well, the 2 tight deadlines are like the big problem that led to me cutting corners, and that led me to crunching too much. And if it hadn't been for the deadlines, like I could have certainly made the quality better. Like Ghost Feeder Saga, like the character art and the CG is like they are kinda like the line quality and coloring as such aren't the best exactly, and the characters don't have like extra poses or anything, for example. Like if it had that, then it could have been like better, but it's hard to say. At least like, well, the big problem with that game is that the story had to be like kinda cut off a little bit because of the hurry. So like actually spending like 2 weeks on it to like polish the graphics and make better music and actually like properly finish the story, like that might have made it like a masterpiece. And like, well, I guess 2 of the games were kinda bots because of game jam deadlines, and 2 of the games were kinda bots because of like seasonal event deadlines. And well, that kinda makes me like wonder like maybe I should actually bail on the deadlines more, and actually like, well, like game jams are, So they are a two-edged sword. Like on one hand, they will like encourage you to just get to work and work efficiently, but ultimately like there is never enough time and you will run out of time, and then you will like cut corners. So like if you could somehow get like the experience of doing a game jam that you have in the beginning, and then you could just like bail out of the game jam and finish the game normally, like that would be good, I guess. But then again, like there is also the thing that there is merit in just releasing the game and making a new one. And I'm not like sure like where the line goes, like when you need to stop and just release it. But I'm pretty sure like all the 4 games, I think the games were released too early. And then like you know what crunch is, I hope. Like crunch is that you will have like a period of time where you like work on the game like really hard. Well, typically before the release. Like let's say like you're like a AAA studio and you're like making like some cyberpunk game or something, and you go like you're the manager and you go to the developers and say like yo guys, now you're working 1 month like really hard, you're doing like overtime like every day, and you're working weekends maybe even, and stuff like that. And then like hopefully you've released the game. But that is crunch. But like for micro indies, like crunch is different. Like there is no like boss that is coming to you and telling that yo, now you're working hard. It's just you. And like, well, it comes to like multiple reasons, like there are like typically it is that you're so passionate about the game that you just want to work hard. But like there are like other reasons too. Like you might have you might have the mentality that alright, I'm getting things done like no matter what. Like this is my job and I'm going to do my job right. And like then there might be like the pressure of the deadlines. But like ultimately it's different from the AAA kind of crunch. Like you can go like the AAA kind of crunch is unethical because it's like making people suffer, but then when it comes to like me going like I want to work on the game really hard, like there isn't really like that much like unethical about it. Like if I enjoy like torturing myself, then good for me, I guess. But yeah, I guess like the reasons are kinda the same for like why the crunch happens. Though like it is hard to tell like how long a game is going to take to make. And sometimes it is hard to even know like what am I even making. Like you might work on the game and then you realize that all these mechanics don't actually work the way I was hoping, and I need to do something about it, and then there will be delays. And like you don't really know like what is going to happen. Like you might get sick or stuff like that. And like there is nothing you can do about it. Like in my case, I guess like game jams are probably the biggest culprit. Like yeah, as I said, like game jams are good for the motivation. But like, no matter what, like there will always be something that you want to do better. And like when the deadline is coming up and you're looking at your game and thinking like, if I only had like this and this and this and this and this and this, then it would be like so much better. And then you go and do that, all those, and then, oh, that's crunch. But time is like always limited. So like, oh, it's kinda controversial statement, but I think the ultimate way to succeed in game jams is the crunch. So it's either you crunch or you will have regrets about the quality. So it's like, there is like no good outcome most of the times. And even if it sucks, like I think the crunch is like the smaller of the two evils. And like, the other culprit for my crunches is, the seasonal events that I wanted to target. And then the cascading effects, like one game taking too long and then like having the crunch for that, and then being like, well, I need to recover, and then starting to work on the next game and having the crunch on that. And then like, well, I don't know like how much it does for me, but ultimately, when you're like an indie developer, like you won't make any money if you don't release games. So like, there is like a certain amount of pressure of like actually getting games made. Like, you know, if I don't make games, then I won't eat anything. So like there is that, but I don't think like it is such a big thing for me compared to the other factors. But yeah, but that's kinda how I see it. Like, ultimately, I guess the solution for me is to just not do game jams, I guess. And yeah, well, like this is what I want to do in 2024, make a masterpiece. Because like looking back at 2023, like you can see that the theme is that I have been in too much of a hurry, and that has been impacting my games. So I want to go like, but that extra mile to actually make the games like finished and polished and put like more love into them. But still I want to like somehow keep the thing about game jams, that the games will be small and you are like efficient at making them. Like, you need to stop at some point. Otherwise, like, you will never release games. Like, no game is perfect, and you need to stop and release them sometimes at least. But yeah, I guess like ultimately it means that it is like less game jams and less seasonal games. Like honestly, like I don't think like the game jams, and especially like the seasonal games, like I don't think they are worth it in terms of visibility. Like out of the game jams I did, like I guess Yuri jam is like decent visibility. Like you do get traffic from other games in the jam, but not that much that it really matters. Like compared to like just making like a really good game, like outside of a game jam and making like a game that is kinda rushed and making it in a game jam, I think it's favorable to just make the better game. More or less, I guess. And I guess like one downside also about rushing the games is that like you hardly have any time to do testing and get feedback. And like I do have a couple of patrons, and I think I should like do like more early access, actually, like way longer early access and like post more about the games and ask for opinions and stuff like that. But when it comes to like game jams and like seasonal kind of games, it's really hard because you're so preoccupied by actually making the games. Like you can't even like really make the deadline of the jams or such. So like you can't really make the early access builds or get feedback, and that will also reflect upon the quality. So I need to somehow find ways to change that, I guess. So what I want to do in 2024 is do like these hybrid kind of visual novels, like Ghost Reader Saga. I think like it might be like my game genre in a way. I like the, you know, like the pixel art kinda hybrid games. Like the benefit of that is that you don't need to draw the full HD backgrounds that take way too long to make, honestly, and they are really tedious to make. Like pixel art levels are so much fun to make compared to them. So I kinda want to just give up with the HD backgrounds. I don't know like if I'll make like more typical visual novels still. Like maybe if I get ideas. And I might do like just like traditional pixel art games. Like I want to make like a metroidvania or something. And I do have the mermaid metroidvania thingy out there. Like maybe I'll port that to Godot from the NES prototype and do like level editing in Godot. Like that would be way more comfortable than trying to do it for the NES. Like maybe I'll do that. Like that is something I might do, but not like entirely sure yet. But well, ultimately I guess I probably will make less like super traditional visual novels and do like the pixel art hybrids. Alright, and here are like some like actual financial numbers. Well, they are like estimates, like should be more or less on the right ballpark, but I don't feel like counting them too hard. Like it's kind of depressing. So the thing that has been keeping me afloat is the itch.io bundles, actually. Queer Games bundle and the Queer Halloween Stories bundle. Like without them, like I would honestly be completely toast. But even with them, like it's not a lot of money. Like the bundles were like 800 euros or something. And well, you can just think of like $1 US. Yeah, like maybe I can do like improve some of the old games if I get to it. It kind of depends. but I'll probably focus on the new games and try to make them good. I guess like out of the old games like Rain and Sky could probably be like, it could get more attention if it were a little better looking and the gameplay was better. But yeah, probably not too soon. But yeah, the It's games themselves, like they were like $100 or something, and that's like largely because of my patrons liking to dump money into them. Like I would say like, if it weren't for that, it was maybe like $30 or something. And like I did get some money from Steam, but that is like, well, I think Steam is pretty dead for me, honestly. Like I don't think it's even worth it to put my games on Steam anymore. It's just so bad. Also, like what is kind of making my life tricky is that the side job thing is also kind of dead. So now it's basically just money from the games. Like I did have like 1 or 2 side jobs, but mostly nothing. Like the second half of the year has definitely just been like trying to make money off indie games somehow. And then there is Patreon, that is, well, at least it's stable money. Like that is a good side of Patreon, but it's not like that much because I don't know like how to actually promote the Patreon, and it has honestly been suffering from me being in too much of a hurry. So like haven't been able to do the early access things and such the way I wanted, but I'll try to fix that. But yeah, if you like, well, add this up together and divide it by 12, it should be like 130 euros per month. Like that's how I try to live. Like, well, it might sound like a huge disaster, but actually it's halfway there. Like if I made twice that, I could somehow live, because my way of living is so cheap. But well, it's not enough. It's kind of frustrating because I don't need that much, and like worrying about money is so stressful, and trying to like beg the government for social security money is super stressful, and the government is trying to do their best to cut me off too. And like I just want to make gay games and eat like noodles or potatoes or something, and like live in a really small box too, not die at the minus 30 Celsius cold out there. But like maybe one day, maybe it will work one day. Oh yeah, let me see the question. Oh yeah, maybe I'll do the lore thingy for pink deck shape. Like maybe I should put it as a PDF there, something, like see like if people download it, like as a test. I should do it, but the thing is that I have been in too much hurry. And yeah, I need to do something about the hurry. Like it is taking too big of a toll on my games and too big of a toll on me too. But yeah, well that's how little money I actually make. Well, I guess like ultimately like it boils down to this, like it is hard to get visibility. Like let's say that like you do streaming and like suddenly YouTube decided that, yo, I'm going to give you like million viewers right now. Like suddenly you're all golden, like you'll make like a ton of money from streaming. Well, I hope like my plans are solid, because I'll be toast if I have no plan. And like ultimately I want to learn something from this, even if like 2023 was kind of a disaster. Well, like a strong start would be good for the year, but no, it's not about the start. Like too often, like people go into the new year and be like, all right, I'm going to lose weight and stuff, and then it's all over after a month. Like it is like a good start is good, but longevity is even better. And I think it applies to this too, like making games and streaming. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say like what you can do about the visibility. Like some of the platforms are just, well, honestly completely trash at this point. And like there is like no easy way out exactly. When it comes to money, like like itch.io, because of the bundles. Because of the bundles, like it is like a must-have when you're a queer indie game developer. Like the queer games bundle is like so much money compared to anything else you can make when you're like a micro indie. So it's like definitely worth it, but beyond that, like I kinda have mixed feelings about it. Like paid games struggle on it. At least like that is my impression. Like if you go to the like what is like most rated and what is like most popular, like it is free games, you don't see like any paid games there. And then like free games, it's really hard to get to the top. Like if you get to the top of the, or near the top of the top rated games, like then you would have like an outlet to automatically get like more players and more viewers and hopefully like more income. But beyond that, it's also tricky to get views on it. Like you will get views for 3 days or something, and then like long tail for like a week or something, and after that it's like over. Then you need to have like the next game coming, I get next game coming or something. But like ultimately I guess it is the best way to make money, and it is easy to use. At least like Steam is, in addition to not giving you visibility, this like it's so hard to get your game there, like you need to pay for it, and then you need to make like 30 versions of one image or something and upload them manually there or whatever, and then like you need to submit your Steam page for review, and they might like decide that nope, we are not going to have this for whatever reason, like depending on how lucky or unlucky you are. But well, the worst part is that you don't really get visibility there, apart from like what you can drive there yourself. And also like Steam takes quite a hefty cut of money compared to itch. So it's like, why do I drive my traffic there and get less money than if I put my game on itch and will get more money most likely? At least like that's how I see it these days. And like actually like out of the social media platforms, I would say that, well, this is a controversial statement, I guess, but actually Mastodon, I do really like it because Mastodon is low effort, like you just post there, and like if you do like streams or such, like you can just upload the thumbnail there and like put like some text there to explain like the game you're streaming and stuff, and then you just post it. Like it doesn't take that much effort, and then the visibility is guaranteed. Like if you have followers, you will get visibility like proportional to how many followers you have. Like the problem with Twitter is that, well, you might have like, let's say, like I think I had like closer to 300 like followers at some point, and I still have way less on Mastodon than I do have on Twitter. But still, like Twitter is no views and no reactions, and then like Mastodon is like, well, you post there and wake up next day, like, and like you have 100 followers and you suddenly have like 10 like notifications that people have been liking and boosting it. Like that is like by far worth it compared to other social media. At least like when it comes to queer indie games, like there are a lot of queer people on Mastodon, and like honestly I don't know like why media hates Mastodon. Like it's not just posting and like getting reactions, like also like you will see the things you want to see there. Like if you want to see queer games, then you follow game developers and you will see exactly that, and you will always see when they post. Like it's not like the platform decides that nope, you're not going to see their games because I'm going to show you like some billionaires posts or something. Yeah, like Mastodon is really good if you manage to find your niche. The problem is more that it's hard to get started. Like you need to put effort into finding people to follow. But I do know like somebody on like an indie game developer on Mastodon who has like thousands of followers. And like with that kind of following and the followers being like guaranteed to see your post more or less, like imagine how much visibility that is. Like if you go to Twitter and you have like 1,000, like let's say 3,000 followers, like what does it matter really? like you're not going to get 3,000 views unless you get lucky, but like you can basically like post 6 posts and get like the same, so a number proportional to how many followers you have as viewers. So to me, like Mastodon seems like super worth it. And then there's YouTube. And like kinda have mixed feelings about YouTube too, but like let's be honest, like if you make like a game and you make a trailer video for it, you're going to put it on YouTube anyway. And like I think Ghost with the Sagar's trailer got like 400 views or something, and like that is without me doing anything but just uploading it. And if you compare that to Twitter, like YouTube is definitely worth it. YouTube is way worth it than Twitter, in my opinion. And also like what is good about YouTube is that, you know, like Mastodon might be mostly other developers, and Twitter is certainly mostly just other developers, but YouTube is actual gamers. And like when you put like videos there, or like you stream there, like people who are watching are actual gamers, and they are like the people who will play your games and people who care about the games you stream. Like I can't compare it to Twitch in terms of like whether it's good for streaming, but like when it comes to like getting visibility for your own games, like I think it's way better than your run-of-the-mill social media. And also like what is good about it is that like how many views you get, like generally it is proportional to how many subscribers you have. And like it is a grind, but there is like a clear path to get more subscribers. So it's not like that luck based really. But like it is kind of a struggle. But like I have less than 100 subscribers, and if like my trailer gets like 400 views, like that is a big win to me. And then like yeah, co-host is kinda, I have mixed feelings about it. Like it could be good, but it is too small, and it's hard to find people. And what kind of bugs me the most that you can't turn off like shares for people, so your timeline is really messy. Like you might be following like other game developers, but your timeline might be like shit posts because there is something funny going, and everybody's like excited about like some kind of love honk like music kind of thingy or something. So it's kinda, it could be good, but at the moment I think it's kind of iffy. But like there are other developers there, so for me as a streamer and not as a game developer, like it is valuable. Like I can see like there are quite a bit of queer game developers there, and I can see like whether they make games, and then I can consider like if I want to stream them. So that is good at least about it, but I don't know like if it's that good about promoting your games. Like I do get like a little bit of traffic from co-hosts for my games, but it's not that much that I consider it like super useful. And then like Patreon as well. Well, Patreon is like everything is up to you. Like we are not going to help you in any way, really. But the good thing is that it's stable income, but beyond that it's really difficult to actually use efficiently. Like I kind of feel that if I had like YouTube memberships, I would probably prefer that over like Patreon, like if I could make like members only content. Like Patreon kinda bugs me in a way. Like I don't know why, like it kind of feels like a tech bro website in a way. Like a website run by some guys who don't like exactly have like a solid idea what they are doing, and they are changing the UI all the time and stuff like that for no reason. So I don't super like it. Apart from that you can do like Patreon only posts and content. Like if you can somehow get like a lot of patrons, then it is obviously like a no-brainer. Like you will just be able to make stuff with the stable money you get from the patrons. Like that would be the dream come true, but it is hard to pull off. And then like well, as you can probably already tell, I don't like Steam or Twitter. Like Steam is too expensive, too much work, too little benefit, and like yeah, like for like bigger indie studios is probably useful, but when you're a solo indie developer, it's kinda hard to justify it anymore. Like if you have to spend like half a month to just set up the Steam page and all the other things, like that's kinda awful. Like you could just as well like make like more games and then like put them on each and well get a bigger cut of the money anyway. Also like Steam is iffy for small games too. Like there is the like if people play the game less than 2 hours, they can refund it. So it's kinda scary to put a small game there anyway. If the game is shorter than 2 hours, like everybody can refund it technically. Most likely your fans won't, but I don't like the idea. Like I don't really see the benefit. And well, Twitter, or well, X or whatever it's called these days. Well, I could already see when Musk bought it that it's going to be a disaster, and that's why I jumped the ship, and I don't regret any bit. It was the biggest brain social media move I have ever made. So yeah, like here are like some numbers that I got from Mastodon, but like take them with a grain of salt because Mastodon doesn't have like super good analytics, so these are like counted by me with like some scripts. So like in 2023 I posted or boosted 290 posts. Most of them should be posts, like I don't boost that much. And for that I got 93 followers, 205 shares, 103 like mentions. Or mention is basically just something adding you, like reply, or well, doesn't need to be a reply, but something like that. 498 favorites, which is a like, more or less. And like, considering like the effort I put in the post, like I think this is like really good numbers. And like this should scale like linearly based on like how many followers you get or have at the time of posting. So like there is no way like this is going to be bad. Oh yeah, and well, if anybody has like any questions about the in the game development part, well, you can ask them now or at any time. I will answer them. So yeah, I have also been, in addition to making games, I have been streaming. And like though, this is going to be like more of a casual section. Like these are more or less like the memorable moments that I do remember. So like small games that really I do remember. But there were others, but you can kinda see that. I do remember the games that weren't visual novels. But the visual novels were good too, but I just like gameplay. I guess Bellfall was a visual novel, but like it was really unique in how it looked. And like, yeah, the art style was weird, but it was really touching, and I do remember it. Like definitely one of the highlights. And then Midsummer was also like something I remember. Like maybe I'll stream it another session, like when they put it on Steam or something. And I do also remember the Yuri series. I did stream them during the Queer Games bundle stream thingy, and then like, well in December, I guess. Yeah, it was like a lot of fun. And then I do remember Sprout Solstice. That was like, well, pixel art game that kinda almost made me cry during the stream. But there were like others, but I do remember these like really well. Then like some of the bigger queer games. Ikenfell was a lot of fun, and Butterfly Soup 1 and 2 were a lot of fun. Also, To Do Today was surprisingly good. Like these are, well, they are kind of like Ikenfell is definitely big because it's on Steam, and I think it has like a decent number of ratings, and the others because, well, I rank them big because they have so many ratings on each, I guess. But maybe it's like arbitrary in some way. But I do remember these games, like they were fun. And then I did also play metroidvanias a lot because I like them. So I did the Hollow Knight randomizers that were always like super cursed. And I think I also did the trying to do the speedrun achievements in 5 hours, and the stream being like 4 hours 59 minutes or something. And then there was like, well, it was only 2 streams, but in retrospect, Time Spinner was actually actually pretty fun. And then there was TV. TV that was kinda cringe in some ways. Like, I don't know, like, when I think about it now, like, I had complaints about Time Spinner, but actually, like, Time Spinner at least nails the pacing and the narrative compared to TV. And then I played, like, Raspberry Pi just at the end of the year, still continuing the run. Yeah, hopefully Silksong will happen in 2024, but well, no guarantees, I guess. I'll play it if it happens. And like generally it has been fun to be a VTuber on YouTube. Like, I have been enjoying the streams, and that's why they have been so long at times. Like, the longest stream was like 9 hours 20 minutes, and there were like several 6-hour plus streams, I guess. Like, at this point, like, should I just call myself like an entrance streamer? Like, 9 hours is pretty long, I guess. But like, yeah, I think like, compared to when I began streaming, like, now it feels like really natural. Like, sure, there are still like things that I could improve, but talking does feel like easier and more natural. But I do still fumble with words, and I do still struggle with pronunciation and English. But it's hopefully not as bad anymore, and I hope I'm making progress, but it would be nice to somehow like make even more progress, but well, it's hard to learn English. Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, I do definitely still find joy from making games, like even though like there was like struggles with the hurry in 2023, like basically all the games, like, they did have like the struggle moments, but like I had fun making like each and every game. Like, especially Ghost Sweetest Cigar, like that was so much fun to make. But I did enjoy like making all of them, just like to varying degrees. If it hadn't been for the hurry and for the crunch, like yeah, maybe some games I would have enjoyed more, but yeah, it is definitely still like a passion for me. And like, in a way, like, where you might struggle when making the games, but the fact that you will like ultimately conquer these struggles and actually get the game made, like, that is also enjoyable. It's not like I don't really hate the struggles. Like, in a way, the struggles are something that spice things up. Like, I guess, like, if everything was super easy, well, I guess I wouldn't mind. I would still enjoy it, but you kind of want to feel that you achieve something, and like, well, let's say like you have this mountain and you want to climb it, and well, you can either climb it or you can just take a helicopter or something to the summit. But like, do you want to take the helicopter to the summit? Like, you do want to enjoy the ride or the climb in that case. I don't know, like, if it's the same for streaming, really. Like streaming, it kind of feels like it would be more fun if you had like more viewers and more like chat to react to, but well, ultimately I don't care that much about the viewers. Like, I can enjoy the games, and like, well, when it comes to queer games in particular, like, well, I really wish that I could give the games like more visibility. Like, that's kind of the thing that bugs me. Not so much that I wish that I could get like more views to just make money. Like, I don't really care about money that much, even though I do complain about it, but it's mostly just because, well, people have to eat and survive. Like, I don't really think I need to be like a Gogura kinda 2.0 or something. That would be stressful in a way. Like, I think like having like 1,000 subscribers or something, like that is like the lifetime like goal for me, I guess. Like, I don't think I need more. Like, I'm a niche streamer anyway, and YouTube is like maybe YouTube isn't the best place to stream anyway. Like, maybe like I could definitely get more like viewers if I just went to like Twitch and like bashed my head against the wall with like one game, like focused on one game. Like, let's say I would do like a Hollow Knight stream like every day and try to speedrun it or something like that. Like, I would definitely get like more viewers that way, but nah, I don't think I have the mentality to focus on one game. And like, I don't think like ultimately, I don't think Team Cherry needs my contribution there. I would rather like see other queer indie games succeed, because I can give them visibility than giving Team Cherry visibility like the rest of my life. But I will play Silksong anyway. Yeah, like, if you just want to make money, like don't become an indie game developer, and don't become a streamer, I guess. Like, if you don't have the passion, like, you're going to struggle so hard. Like, it's more like, well, I just want to enjoy what I'm doing and hope that other people will enjoy what I do, and like somehow just barely make do so that I can continue. And like, well, here are like some like wonky crafts that I made out of YouTube. Like, this graph is like how many times I streamed like each month. Like, this is January and this is December. And like, it's more or less like consistent, I guess. Like, the average is exactly 2 streams per week, so 104 streams in a year. And like, well, like this is like average viewers per like stream, and the, well, after the fact too, like the VOD views. And like, well, I guess it's mostly the same. It's mostly the same, I guess. Like maybe there is like a tiny bit of increase for the average, but it is mostly the same. So I don't think the pace is going to pick up exactly. And like here is like the number of subscribers. So like at the beginning of the year it was 32, and well, the last I checked it was 98. So it is improvement, but it is really slow. And like you need like 500 subscribers to be able to monetize YouTube at all. So that would be like 6 years or something until that happens at this rate. And I don't think like it's going to like become faster. Like the line, it seems like pretty much like a line to me. Like it's not like exponential or anything. Like, well, there were like 846 views during live streams, and then like 2,787 views total, like live stream views, both while live and for the VOD. So well, it's like, I guess, a little less than 2,000 like VOD views. And yeah, well, it has been more or less the same the whole year. And it's not like improving. I think the reason is that, well, honestly, most of these views are chunk views. Like YouTube doesn't really like understand like concepts like what is a let's play or what is like VR games, and YouTube doesn't really understand audiences, like what are like people who watch let's plays, or what are people who watch like indie games or VR games. Like maybe YouTube understands like what are people who watch Hollow Knight, let's say. But when you like stream like small queer games, that's not going to help. Like most of the games that I stream don't even have like the game tag thingy for the game that I played. Like you can tag like, let's say, maybe like you can tag Mushroom Musume when it's like out on Steam. But like if the game isn't on Steam, you can't mark the game as I'm playing this game. So YouTube doesn't have like any idea what it is. And like YouTube is just going to go, so the VOD of the live stream like thumbnail to random people, and then it will go like, well, that's not like popular content because it's niche, so let's forget about it. Yeah, like I don't think there's anything I can do. Like I have been trying to add like hashtags to the posts because that, or the descriptions, because supposedly that helps, but it doesn't really. And like my concept as a streamer is something that is hard to pinpoint for YouTube, because like, well, my streams are niche and my streams have like high variety, and then like they are let's plays that are like, if I had been streaming like 10 years ago, they would have been like a big thing or something, but not so much anymore. Like I think there are people who would still watch them, but YouTube doesn't understand it. So like, if I wanted to like get like subscribers faster, like I should probably like edit videos, like you know, do these like, I played this game challenge thingy, and then you will just chop off like 10-second clips from here and there and then narrate it. Well, that would ultimately mean that I would have to stream less if I want to have time to make games or have free time at all. So well, I don't know if there is a good solution. So well, I guess I just want to keep it up and do what I have been doing, but try to improve it somehow. Like maybe I will try to make more videos. Like I'll try to at least make trailers for my games from now on, because I will try to get rid of the hurry thing. And if possible, I will try to improve my English, but I'm not sure how. Like, well, I guess slowly and steadily. And like, if I get rid of the hurry thing, like maybe I'll have also time to do game development streams and like this kind of presentations if there is demand. Although most likely like these are too long-winded for like YouTube to really get it. Like I guess like people who watch like GDC videos would be like, yeah, I'll watch that if I'm like super bored. But I don't think YouTube is going to tag me in the same bandwagon with the GDC videos. And like, oh, as far as like VTuber things go, like I want to somehow find ways to do like more interesting facial expressions, but well, that will probably take research. Like I might have to like develop my own neural network to do it. And I would also like to do like more interesting kind of posing. Like, well, I can do like this kind of things, but it's kinda difficult to do that while also focusing on reading and stuff. So like if I can figure out something that is like more natural to do, then like maybe that's something I would like to do. But well, facial expressions would be nice. Like I would have like a smiley and laughing faces and then like grumpy faces and such. But it is just a thing that there isn't like freely available tech for really doing that. But I'll try to figure out something at some point. So well, anybody have any questions? Though I answered some, but feel free to ask them. And well, also like after the fact, like if you have questions, like post them in the comments or on my social media and I will answer them. Like, well, also like, well, I would like to thank my patrons, Great Cal, Great SH, and Toby Alden. And also, I would like to thank anybody who played my games or like bought the, for example, it's like winter sale bundle that I had there for sale, or like in Queer Games bundle or the Queer Halloween Stories bundle, stuff like that. Like those are all like something that will help me, and the bundles will help like a lot of like really good queer developers. And well, I guess that is that. It was a pretty long presentation, I guess. Let me see. Like, I don't even see the number. Yeah, 1.5 hours. So that was something. It was fun. Like, I should do more of these kind of things. Yeah, it's just that it's kind of hard to tell like what people would be interested in. Like maybe it would be smart to do like sort of more focused kind of presentations, but yeah, I kind of struggle with the ideas and stuff. But yeah, it was fun to do this, and like, well, thank you for watching, and I hope the 2024 will be merciful upon us, and there won't be any like huge disasters or anything. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, see you next week if you're up to watching my streams, I guess. Thank you and bye bye.